Welcome back to Shemsuniverse. So today, guys, we're going to discuss the Scorpio moon sign. So Scorpio as a moon sign, guys, is a very interesting sign in the sense that it's a very intense and introspective sign. People that have this as their moon sign, in their subconscious, they are just very inclined towards investigative tasks. They like to really look at their surroundings, understand it, and they're really into controlling their environment in a very passive, aggressive sort of way. And what I mean by that is it's not that they cannot be dominant, it's the fact that they do it in a way where you don't really notice that they're controlling your environment, but they are. And they have these sort of like dark web networks that they use at their disposal. So it's an interesting sign in that sense. Of course, it's represented by the planet Mars. Mars and the moon are considered enemies in Eastern Vedic astrology. And as a result, this is considered one of the bad moon signs to have in the sense that it makes the person that have it a lot of emotional volatility. They do have a very clear sense of intuition that they should definitely trust even over their logic, even if they can't understand it. Another big thing is that they could have random bouts of aggression, but for the most part, they can pretty much ice cold control it. So even if there is a hothead under there, it's almost like it's a fire underneath a bunch of ice. And that's what makes these guys so weaponized and able to look at different particulars and then evaluate. Great jobs for them would be like research, surgery, science, anything analytical, being an entrepreneur. All of those will be very good for Scorpio moon signs simply because they need a challenge. They need to overcome things in life in order to become stronger and to learn. So as a result, they end up having challenging lives and they end up really defeating a lot of their opposition through just learning more through war. And then in turn, they become very successful. All right. The main parts of this sort of Scorpio sign is that it has the dark, murkier depths of all the zodiac signs. So it's a very dark, sensual sign. Everybody knows that it's a sign of like fire, violence, ambition, really being status oriented. So when you look at that from a different perspective, we have to understand that when we're talking about our moon sign, this is the sign that controls the majority of our brains, the subconscious portion, as I said in the prior video. So when you have a moon sign like that, like Scorpio, that's already supposed to be in the dark recesses of your brain, your fears, your phobias, your anxiety, your regret, your sorrow, all of those negative attributes of yourself, those negative emotions that you feel will be amplified by this said sign. So you need to be very, very careful with how you're feeling, be very mindful of it. And I'd recommend having a very regular workout regimen or something that you do as an output each week, like a hobby of some sort, whether it be fishing, hunting, playing a sport, where you're able to really just have an outlet and let your mind be more free and not always just thinking about things over with like sort of like an overzealotry to the point where you guys are just obsessing over things and it's not really doing much for you. The pros with the sign for the most part, I would say, is that they're able to really do good with power grabs. They're able to go into a business and reach the top in a very subtle, dark way, and they're able to control even social dynamics in a very similar setting. The problem would be is their intimacy. When it comes to one-on-one relationships with people, they can be a little bit too introverted, a little bit too shy. Not necessarily shy, I would say, but hiding their cards, playing the cards close to the chest. And as a result, the partner will grow frustrated. At first, that sort of mystery will be something that they find attractive. But if you keep doing it, they'll look at you as somebody who's kind of weird or a bit of somebody who's supposed to be an outcast. So you have to just be very wary of that in your social settings. But when it comes to business and anything to do with like power grabs, you guys are very, very good with that. All right. But that should conclude the video, guys. If you have any questions whatsoever or disagree with anything I'm saying, please just let me know in the comments. Aside from that, like, subscribe. Holler me for today, guys. Peace.